probably won't have escaped your attention that we've driven a few AMGs this year. That's because the remit of this show is mainly to drive the most interesting and exciting new cars, and AMG seems to release one of those every other week just now. And just to warn you, there's another one coming on drive pretty soon. But 2012 also marks the company's 40th anniversary, and so they threw a little party. It was mostly a tour of the factory and a decent teaser of what was coming soon, amongst other things the A45 hatchback, a faster SLS that we all know will be a Black Series, and, I suspect, an E63 coupe at some time. After the tour, they said we could drive some of the old cars. There was a CLK Black Series, an original C32 wagon, a C55 and even a lovely C36, and there was also a Hammer. Affalterbach is a sleepy little village northeast of Stuttgart. Drive through it and you'd have little idea that it's home to some genuinely deranged machinery. In fact, it's mostly full of apple orchards, a fact reflected in the AMG logo. The main site is now split between vehicle research and development, engine production and specialist interior fitting. Each motor is hand-assembled in a workshop worthy of a James Bond baddie's lair. People wander around in clean uniforms, and the further you move towards one end of the building, the more the assembled bits of metal look like engines. Each engine maker has his own name plaque, and that is bolted onto each motor. The dyno room is a kind of engine torture chamber. This is the new A45's 4-cylinder turbo motor going through a full load cycle. After this it did a virtual lap of the ring, and then it went back to being red hot again. Punters who want extra special interiors or widgets can have them done here at extra cost, and there's always something interesting hanging around. This time it's the SLS E-Cell and its stunning carbon chassis. But enough of walking and talking. I wanted to drive one of these old cars, and despite all of them being covetable, when there's a Hammer in the house, nothing else matters. So we elbowed the others out of the way and walked, in slow motion, naturally, past a display of every production AMG engine and went for a drive. In 1986, if you were very, very rich, wanted to go very, very fast and wanted 4 seats, there weren't many options. You could buy an M5, but then M5s were probably too common for you if you were very, very rich. What you could do is come to AMG and say, I'd like to take a W124 E-Class please, and go a bit quicker. And then they could do something very special for you. What they created was a car that became known as the Hammer, which to me is still the most evocative, best sounding name for a car ever. And I'm driving a Hammer. This is in my top 10 cars. I just love it. It is utterly outrageous. A massive V8, 4-speed automatic gearbox, locking differential, and the wide body on it too. God, I'm just juddering with excitement. So here we go. Hammer in the wet. What's it like to drive? It's a mixture of the surprisingly good and the surprisingly bad. I'd forgotten that Mercedes from this era don't really have a throttle pedal. They have this sort of piece of wood down that you've got to kick as hard as you can for anything to happen. So that's disconcerting. The throttle feels like it's got a really old spring on it and a cable that's stuck. It hasn't. They all just feel like that from the era. The steering's surprisingly nice. It's light, and of course being an old car it has this lovely thin steering wheel which I really, really like on the hands. Gearbox, wow, transmissions have come on a long way. Kick down 2 gears, ka-thunk, and then 4th gear when it comes in with a massive kaboom bang. Inside it's like a grotto in honour of Tubbs and Crockett. We've got buttons everywhere, we've got 19-way electric seats, although we've got manual wing mirrors, which is a bit odd. It's just an utter joy, the classic Mercedes dashboard. I don't know, I just love being in it. If I had to choose a car now to drive from the UK to Le Mans in, I'd go in a Hammer. It's just fantastic. It's subtle enough so that only people that know what it is look at it and don't think, ooh, is that a horrible kit car? And the noise, there we go.
Yeah, I'm kind of in heaven now.